Well, hey everybody. Welcome to Tuesday's training for you. So today is all about overcoming objections or working through objections. So my name is Heidi Cole and I'm a business leader with Shazam Enterprises, and I'm super excited to chat with you and share with you some different tips and ideas and my journey, my experience through working through objections. So the first thing is I want you to remember that getting objections is normal and it's good because it means that people are thinking about it. And number two, it also means that you're asking people. So what I want to share with you today is about working through objections when you're talking to people about the business, right? About the business opportunity. So first, know that asking questions to people is carrying on a conversation. That's part of the process. It does not mean, and I'm going to say this because I hear it a lot, it does not mean that you're the P word, pushy. By asking questions does not mean you're pushy. It means that you are curious and you want to help them work through the solution. No matter what the outcome is, you're not attached to the outcome. So your mission is not to go in and recruit. Your mission is to share with as many people as possible on a daily and weekly basis. That's your mission. Is how many people can I share the opportunity with? Hey there, that you can share the opportunity with, and you're not attached to the outcome. Okay, so that's a big thing that I've learned over the course of years. And when I really learned that and embraced it and utilized it, guess what happened? It took a lot of pressure off. It took a lot of, oh my gosh, I've got to get a recruit. I've got to get a recruit. I've got to get a recruit. There was no more of that. Our job is to share. Their job, your customer's job, your potential new team member's job, it's their job to decide if it's something that fits into their life, right? And so, again, our mission is to share with as many people as possible on a daily basis because this is a daily business. So first and foremost, I'm going to just talk to you about what are some key things that you want to cover when you're talking to people that are going to draw up questions that people are going to have, that you're going to work through them. And again, I use work through an objection, not overcome, because overcome to me sounds again like we're going at them, right? We're coming at them. We want to overcome this. We want to get through this. Instead, when you're working through it, it's like this casual conversation. And again, you're not attached to the outcome. You're attached to sharing the business, the perks that it has offered you, the perks that it can offer them, right? Because it's not so much how do you work the business when you're talking to them. It's not like how do you get parties. You're not covering any of that. Instead, what you're covering when you're talking to them initially is brief perks on what's in it for them. That's all they care about, is what's in it for them, okay? So, what are the four most commonly asked questions that people typically have? I'm just going to cover those really quick because you might be going, well, I don't even know what to say to them or how to start them off. And I know our amazing business leaders trainings that we've had so far kind of highlight that along the way. So again, I'm a firm believer that repetition of hearing things over and over and over, we can never hear it too much because we've got a lot of things coming at us in a variety of directions. So what are the four most commonly asked questions first and foremost? Well, how much time does it take? How much can I make? What do I have to do? How much does it cost to get started? And so you answer those briefly, right? Very briefly, you answer them or you address them, and then you constantly are closing. So if I have positioned, I'm going to go through a variety of different objection ideas. Okay. So if I've positioned and I'm talking to Susie and, I've shared with her throughout the presentation, throughout the party, the 4 most commonly asked questions, and she comes up to do her order, and I just simply, she's on my radar. She's one I want to share with, right? She's one I just want to share with. Again, I'm not attached to the outcome. So she comes up and I say, Susie, thanks so much for coming tonight. Did you have fun? Yeah, I had a great time. Awesome. What did you like about tonight the most? Listen, right? Listen. And so she shares what she liked most. And then I'm going to say, Susie, I don't know if this is anything you've ever thought about doing before, but I would love to share some more information with you about what the perks are with our business opportunity. Would you be open to just hearing some more facts? No obligation whatsoever. And zip it. Let her respond. Because the first person who talks loses, as they say. What I remember is the first person who talks usually talks that person out of it. So if I talk first, I'm going to talk her out of it typically. So let her process. Let him process. And she'll usually say, no, I haven't thought about doing anything like this, or I've done this thing before, it doesn't work. Okay, again, those are common. Don't be like, oh, okay, thanks anyway. Don't be done. Be curious. And so she says to me, what? No, I haven't thought about doing anything like this. So you know what? I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally know what you feel. And I'm going to pause right there for a quick moment. Remember these 3 words: feel, F-E-E-L, felt, and found. Feel, felt, and found. These are empathetic. These are things that you can utilize as you're carrying on this conversation with individuals. Okay. So I'm going to say to her, you know what? I totally know how you feel, because I felt that exact same way 18 years ago when I joined this business. I was like, oh my goodness, no. So can I ask you, would you be open to just hearing some more facts about it and to see if it's something that would fit for you? And also, I would love to see if you'd be a fit for a business. Zip it. Okay? So then she's going to go ahead and she's going to share whatever she's going to share. So let's give you some different objections, and I'll post this into the group as far as these sheets that I have as a reference that are great tools to be able to keep at your fingertips, to honestly kind of rehearse them ahead of time before you're actually talking to someone, so that the words flow. The more that you do conversations, the more you have conversations with people, guess what? It's going to start to roll off of your tongue. It's going to start to become natural. It's going to start to become something you look forward to doing. And again, remember, you are not attached to the outcome. You are attached to the conversation and sharing the information. That's what you're attached to. Okay, so let's go through some different objections that you might typically get. And again, you don't overcome objections. What do? You work through them, right? Because we're not tied to the outcome. Our mission is not to go in and get a recruit. Our mission is to go in and share the perks and the opportunity that are available to that person, right? It's all about them. So first one, they might go, oh my gosh, you know what? I am too busy. So I might say, oh my gosh, you know what? I totally understand where you're coming from. I am busy also. But let me ask you, how much time do you think it would take in order to run a business to make an extra $125 every time you go out? How much time do you think it would take? Okay. Another avenue is, you know what, I'm so busy, I just don't have time. You know what, I totally understand where you're coming from, right? Remember the feel, felt, found? Totally understand where you're coming from. I'm busy also. But let me share with you what we found. What we have found is people who are busy, they know how to get stuff done because they're extremely organized. Would you agree? And notice I'm nodding my head. Would you agree? And she's going to say yes. Yeah, I totally agree. And so let me ask you, if I could help you find the time that worked into your schedule to make an extra $125 or more every time you went out, is that something you'd be open to hearing more about? And again, I'm nodding my head. So then they're going to say typically, sure, I'd be interested. Okay, great. So after I deliver the information on going, you know what, there's a variety of different things you can do with this business. The most efficient and effective one is the in-home get-togethers. So girls' night out, happy hour, social time. And so what we have found is usually within a couple hours, you can make about $125 or more. And so if you are to look at your schedule and wanting to make an extra, $500-600 a month, and it took you roughly 12 hours a month to do that, do you think that we could find that time for you? All right? And again, it's just asking them. So let's say she says, I think we could. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get your account opened, and let's get you up and running. And I don't say, does that sound good? Should we do that? Don't say that. Just go right into the assumes. So should we go ahead and get your account opened and get your business up and running? And I'm going to slide the application over to her. Boom, done. All right. So now some other objections. And again, I've got a whole list and I'll put these in there. But how about, I'm just looking, you know what? I don't have the money right now. So, you know what, I can, again, if you can relate to them, use the feel felt found. You know what, I totally can relate with you. I totally know where you're coming from because we used to be in that same boat several years ago before I started Tupperware. And what I found is that by doing just one get together, and we'll help you with that, by getting one get together, I made that back plus some. And that journey started an amazing adventure where income has not been an issue. So if we could work that out for you, would you be open to hearing more? So guys, what I want you to remember, and so, well, let me come back. So she says, sure, that is awesome. So let's go ahead, let's get your account opened. We're going to schedule your thank you party, and then we're going to look at how we're going to make that money back plus some as soon as possible. How does that sound? And yeah, that sounds great. Fabulous. Here you go. Slide the agreement over, have her fill it out, and help her get up and running. So you'd want to schedule the thank you party immediately, and also help her get her thank you or her practice party scheduled right away, immediately. Okay? So, the formula for working through objections. Number 1, know that that's common. It's part of the process. You're going to get objections. You should. Because if you're not getting objections, you're not doing them enough or at all. Number 2, remember you are not tied to the outcome. You're not going in for a recruit. You are going in to share the opportunity and the information. That's it. Right? It is not about getting a recruit. It's about sharing the opportunity on a daily basis. Daily. It is about sharing the best thing out there. And I'll give you a scenario here shortly, and then we'll wrap it up for you. And use the feel, felt, found. Remember, after you ask a question to what? Zip it. Let them process. Don't talk them out of it. Because remember, you're not tied to the what? You're not tied to the outcome. And then final is always close. So what's a close? The close is helping them make a decision, a yes or a no, right? You're helping them make a decision. And so it's always not, hey, do you want to get started? No, let's go ahead and get your account open. Let's go ahead and help you get your business up and running. Slide the application over. Go into the assumption that they're ready to do this, and they'll tell you if they're not otherwise. So how I want to wrap this up for you is, do you have that favorite restaurant or favorite department store? And let's use a restaurant. Do you have that favorite restaurant and you've been going there for a while and you haven't told your best friends about it? And they go to this restaurant and they come back from it and they're like, oh my gosh, we've got to go to this restaurant. It is like the best one ever. And, this is what we had. This was the atmosphere. This was how the customer service was. It was all stellar. And you're like, well, what's the name of this restaurant? And they tell you what the name of the restaurant is. And you're like, oh my gosh, we've been going there for quite a while. And they're like, and you haven't told us? Well, no. Well, why not? If it's the best thing ever, why didn't we tell them? Did I want to keep a secret? No. So same thing with our business. Why will we share a restaurant or a movie or a department store or a favorite place to shop or whatever it is? Why is it we openly tell people about that stuff, but we don't openly share with them an opportunity that can change their life in one way or another? Is it because, I'm not even going to put thoughts out there, but why is it? And when you think about that, you've got an opportunity to either put the best product in their home at a discount and for them to offer it to family and friends. You are giving them an opportunity to make some fun money, maybe eliminate some taxes because we've got amazing tax perks. Maybe it's to help that mom get out of the house once or twice a week because she just needs her time. Maybe you're helping someone give back to the community or to an organization or to a nonprofit in some way, shape, or form. So I just want you to remember, share with everybody. Don't be attached to the outcome. Be passionate and excited about sharing the perks of the business, of what's in it for them, and let them decide what they do. So I hope working through objections has helped you in some way, shape, or form. And remember, if you're not getting objections, you're not doing it nearly enough. And here is to your success and sharing the best business out there.